Friends, I have to be honest, I can't believe it's already March. February is naturally just a shorter month, but that doesn't excuse how fast it came and left. I'm happy to report that multiple of the February releases we saw were incredibly solid and left me enjoying every hour of gaming I experienced. March is dressed to impress though, and it's ultimately what we're here to talk about. I've changed up the format of the list on you just a tad, and this month we'll be featuring a few bits of news related to game updates for titles you already know and love, just in case you missed them. We've also organized the releases into two categories. The first is our most anticipated category, rather, the games that we and/or the community have been looking forward to. The second category is Great Indies, which will be a collection of unique indie projects that we've had our eyes on and think have some great enjoyment to be found by their respective genre communities. As always, we've chaptered the video to make for easy browsing, so feel free to jump around. We have included a range of genres, and each genre can be found next to the name of the game in the chapter title. Hopefully this makes it enjoyably easy to navigate through the video to see what you really want to see. That being said, I have taken the time to make the video a positive viewing experience to watch in one sitting, so either way you choose to enjoy, we appreciate you being here. With all the boring fluff out of the way, let's get to the gaming good stuff. We're going to start with our most anticipated releases of March 2024.
I'm a Thaumaturge, and staring into the depths of the human soul is my craft. As classy as that sounds, there are times where I have to get my hands dirty.
Hey, Suski!
If you've been around the channel for a few months now, you won't be surprised that the Thaumaturge has made it onto our most anticipated list for March. Aside from just being an insanely interesting take on demons and possession, the combat system and creature collecting aspects seem so well woven into the story that both Ducky and I are intrigued. Any story-driven RPG lovers that enjoy a dark undertone should definitely give this one some time out of their day. I'm extremely pleased to say that we will be covering this, so you can look forward to our thoughts on it and a well-chaptered video of the gameplay.
You do not remember? Then have you forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames?
You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisa.
Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisa?
I'll openly admit, I've never played the original Dragon's Dogma, but the amount of times I've watched it from start to finish would likely blow your mind. It's just one of those games that you can watch 50 times and feel like the experience was different depending on how each person played the game. To say that the community is excited for the next game in the franchise would be putting it mildly, so here's to hoping that this one surpasses its predecessors and then some. While it's not clear if we'll cover this one yet, we know a few creators who might, and we've tagged them in the description.
I remember when you first arrived. You made quite the entrance.
Friends, Ducky and I adored the demo of Lightyear Frontier, and we're happy to say that we'll be offering coverage for the full game too. From the gorgeous ambiance and visuals of a vibrant world teeming with life, to the fact that we can play Planet Fixer-Upper and have to feed the local wildlife to regenerate our resources. It's just that casual meets cozy, meets well-done experience we all hope for. Maybe I'm praising it too high, and I'm sure many might not enjoy it, but we did, and you can expect our thoughts on the full game too. One last note, Xbox Game Pass subscribers will be happy to know they'll get a day one at no additional cost. Despite not having a coverage video for it, we adored the first entry in the Ender series, and that's Ender Lily's Quietest of Nights. We'd streamed it a few years ago, and despite its more dark and gore-filled nature, the visuals were stunning and the story beautiful. We're excited to see what the next entry holds, as sometimes you just need those dark stories to rejuvenate from too much cozy and casual time. If we get the chance, we'll bring some thoughts on the game to the channel, so stay tuned for that.
A new planet. Wild. Unknown. A curious creature. Hunting for food in a barren landscape.
This little indie was so deceptive, as while we'd seen trailers of the game, we didn't appreciate just how much fun it was hiding under the surface until we experienced the demo. Distant Bloom is similar to Lightyear Frontier with its fix-up-the-planet cozy vibes, but it's far more puzzle-based rather than raw survival, and offers an isometric viewpoint rather than third and first person. You'll follow the story of Assistant, which is you, who's helping terraform a new planet for his alien species to live and thrive on. It's a humorous tale that had me giggling, and the way they've made the gardening a puzzle in this game has me pleased beyond belief. Something that engages my brain and rewards me with plants is an instant win. To our cozy and casual lovers, we're happy to announce that Snufkin, Melody of Moominvalley, is finally on the near horizon. From the wholesome story to the hand-drawn art style, and all wrapped up with a musical bow. It's no wonder it strapped up its boots and trekked its way right onto this list. If the idea of restoring nature, and doing so with music, sounds like a good time, then you should absolutely check it out. We're excited to announce that we will be covering it, so expect some extra cozy vibes on the channel with this one.
It is said that time marches to the beat of a drum. A fleeting moment can feel like a lifetime for those caught in its deadly rhythm. And a lifetime can pass in the blink of an eye for anyone embracing its bitter end.
PlayStation fans have their own epic title on the horizon, with Rise of the Ronin releasing this month. As a fan of all things samurai and Ronin, I'm excited to see how the game is received by the community. And even though we won't be covering it, we have multiple people in our Discord server who are bound to keep us updated regardless. The incredible lighting and visual effects in the game are bound to make for some beautiful screenshots, and if you're the type to go crazy with photo mode, feel free to hop into the Discord and show us your shots.
Tis a grievous tale which speaks of Fevrith, one of stolen destiny, stolen minds, and stolen nations. Yet as the world stands consumed by immense evil, a fallen prince shall rise again.
We know too many ARPGs, and just RPG fans in general, not to feature Unicorn Overlord on this list. It's not nearly as colorful as you're probably imagining, and the Atlas development team has claimed it to be the rebirth of tactical fantasy RPGs. So to those who prefer a more precise approach to combat, this one should be getting your attention for sure. To make things better, this one is coming to all consoles, so even if you don't own a Switch, you can still enjoy the game.
One day, a loyal toad presented a flyer advertising a show at the Sparkle Theater. Princess Peach and some toads went to go see it, but then...
It's a running joke in our house that Peach is probably the least liked Mario character in the franchise, but there's been an increase in Peach-related content in the last year, so obviously she's more popular than we tease about. Or they're just trying to fix up her image. Either way, Princess Peach Showtime seems to feature such a range of different minigames and world environments that I can't help appreciate it. All teasing of Peach aside, fans of the Mario universe should be excited at another new entry into it, particularly if they're as much of a fan of the minigames as we are. It's unlikely that we'll be covering it, but make sure to share your own thoughts on the game in the comments if you plan on playing. have yet another upcoming entry into the tactical world with Legend of Legacy HD Remastered, and it sparks a bit of my own curiosity with the unique 2.5D experience. I've always appreciated RPGs that go the extra mile to make their experiences more immersive, while maintaining the chibi and relaxed vibes that you so often get from tactical JRPG adventures. We have a community full of JRPG lovers, so despite the fact that we won't be covering the game, we expect to hear a lot about the title from fellow Fort friends regardless. Now that we've gotten through ours, and the community's, most anticipated releases, let's take a look at a few great indie games that are releasing this month deserving of a feature. We will note that our channel subscribers voted on having us separate the most cozy and casual of these games into their very own video, and you can find that pinned in the comments of this one. So if that interests you, check it out. For this video though, we've added some awesome simulation, roguelike, and action or RPG titles to look forward to. Make sure if you're interested in any of them to go add them to your wishlist on Steam. It helps the development more than you can imagine and makes their dev hearts happy. For now, let's jump in and take a look. If you follow us on Twitter, you've likely seen our mention of Flormancer, Seeds and Spells. And to the cozy crew who currently thinks this is a great new gardening game, it's not quite what you think. Put simply, this one blends the cozy of growing your own spells with the action of beating up epic monsters, and adventure of exploring the world to find new seeds and upgrades. It's a roguelike meets RPG, and it's a blend that just often works, especially if the writing is half decent. It's highly likely that we'll cover this one, so make sure you subscribe if that interests you. We featured the demo of Stellar Settlers on the channel just a few days ago, and to put it simply, it felt like a colony sim meets Kerbal Space Program. I particularly enjoyed the spaceship building, even if I sucked at it. Now, instead of a little button you can hit to just immediately finish a level, you'll be gated behind your knowledge in astrodynamics. And yes, that's more of a joke than not, but you will need to have some sort of plan when building your spaceship, or you're not going anywhere. Teasing aside, it's a great upcoming colony and management sim, so check it out if you're into those.
We rebuild what has fallen. We take the wreckage of war and craft a new home. Our lust for creation knows no bounds.
To anyone who hasn't seen Bulwark Falconeer Chronicles, it's an innovative approach on a colony sim meets real-time strategy. It feels like a futuristic Anno with a high level of detail being put into the open world and exploration aspects. I particularly enjoy the multi-level building system and look forward to seeing the creations of the community. We're excited to see the grand mountainside bases and seaside fortresses that people craft. Though I'm not positive we'll have time to cover this one, maybe we'll hop into the demo and share a few thoughts to give you some insight to the experience.
A routine mission to a peaceful planet, huh? Nothing's ever routine with this crew.
To all fans of co-op experiences, Go Fight Fantastic is offering teams of 3 the chance to hack and slash their way through enemies together in a colorful new RPG adventure. It promises an anime art style and hopefully a comedic plot to boot. Don't worry, this one is not only couch co-op, but online as well. So if you're like us and spend most game nights practicing social distancing and playing from the comfort of our own houses, then you'll appreciate it. It's unlikely that we'll be covering it, but feel free to share your thoughts on your own experiences of the game in the comments. We love hearing our community's feedback on the titles we feature.
As the commander, you hold the fate of a world, now teetering on the edge of darkness in your hands.
I can't even explain my growing love for indie RPGs in recent months, especially of the isometric nature. They've offered some awesome stories with worlds and exploration superior to the classics we love, so to say they've been a great experience is putting it mildly. Zoria Age of Shattering is making its way onto the list because it follows the trend of an evolving and changing world, making your management of the game and choices all the more impactful. It's a style we have yet to grow tired of, and it's what makes for a truly dynamic experience for dozens of different gamers and niches. We're unsure if we'll cover this yet, but feel free to tell us if you're interested in it, and we'll toss it onto our list.
"130 years. This ship is our cradle, our home, and our grave. Nobody alive today will see the end of our mission."
The last game on our indie list today is certainly not the least. We've been harboring a growing love for all things mystery and sci-fi lately, and Between Horizons is offering a whodidit gameplay loop with multiple different outcomes possible based on your choices. The improved pixel graphics and eerie music will hopefully only add to the mysterious experience. Best yet is that there appears to be 10 cases to solve, so it's not your typical one-and-done style of game, making it all the more appealing to those who need a new detective title to keep them entertained. With new game releases out of the way, let's take a look at a few updates to games we already know and love. It seems only fair to have a monthly spot for this, since so many titles that we feature receive constant patches and improvements. From 1.0 releases to major patches, and even games releasing on new consoles. We'll do our best to keep you informed. No one should be shocked that this bit of news is in here. And if you haven't heard it yet, as a Stardew Valley fan, then I'm honored to tell you that its next big 1.6 update is just over the horizon. Sometime this month, we'll be getting fresh new content for the titan of farming sims, and we're excited about it. While it's unlikely we'll be featuring any content for it, we'll tag a creator in the description who will be, so make sure to check them out if you're an avid fan. Long-running fans of the channel will know that we're lovers of all things magical mixture mail here, and we're excited to say that its 1.0 release is coming this month. With its arrival, we'll get to see new class origins, new workstations, customer quests, and we'll finally get the conclusion to the main storyline. There's also a few quality of life updates, and supposedly a new assistant, whatever that means. Regardless, this is one you can expect to come to the channel, so stay tuned for our full review of it. Surprised? We think not. As proud alpha Palia players, boy was that a hard secret to keep at the time, we're pleased to be telling you that the popular cozy and casual MMO is now coming to the Steam platform. While I'm sure it's going to be a bit of a bumpy start, it's exciting that the launcher will be now fully nested into our Steam library. Make sure you allow for any first week or two stresses and connection errors or crashing issues. We're just helping you set expectations accordingly. But once it stabilizes a bit, we could see quite a spike in overall player base, so the current community should look forward to that. For those who haven't experienced Palia, you really can't find a nicer MMO community that just wants to build their own beautiful houses and share the joy of cutting down magic purple trees together. That's not a joke, by the way.
Well, it looks like the rebels just got a lot more firepower.
Yes, that's right. PC players rejoice as this is the month you can finally play Horizon Forbidden West if you don't own a PlayStation. This is certainly good news for people like ourselves, as it's still the only console we don't own. No, we swear we're not biased, we just also aren't wealthy either. So maybe for Christmas we'll pick one up. Regardless, now we don't have to play this epic sequel to a beloved RPG.
Alas we meet, Chai.
This better not be a trap, Kale.
Think of it more as a proposition.
Another win for PlayStation fans this month is that Hi-Fi Rush is coming to their consoles. We personally enjoyed our time with Hi-Fi Rush, and for any rhythm meets hack and slash fans out there, it's one worthy of checking out. Great games on more consoles is the best kind of news, so yay for that. And with that, we've come to the end of yet another one of our list videos. March is set to be an impressive month for a multitude of unique games and genres, so truly, everyone has something to look forward to. Make sure you tell us what games you'll be adding to your wish list and what titles you'd like to see reviewed by us. We've included the list of the games we're going to be covering in the description, so feel free to check there if you aren't sure about what's already coming. A quick note to the developers before we go, we're getting incredibly busy and our coverage calendar is starting to fill up weeks in advance. If you're interested in being featured on the channel or having us review your project, please make sure you put in a coverage request more than 30 days in advance of its release. We do block out time for game releases we personally want to cover, so if your title is on that list, then it's likely we've already made room for it on our schedule. As always, all the important links can be found in the description, and make sure that if you enjoyed the video to leave it a like and consider subscribing to the channel to support us. It does more than you might think, so it's truly worth hitting that little red button for the creators you enjoy watching, even if you leave notifications off. And now, we'll say thanks for watching, and we hope you have another great month of gaming. Until next time.